welcome to another episode of The Jasmine Tea, where we give you piping hot commentary on your favorite Blackly Black shows. I'm your host, Jasmine, and tonight I'll be recapping Queen of the South, episode 7. Make sure you're following us on social media. You can follow me personally at The Jasmine Tea, that's the name down here at the bottom, or you can follow the show at The Jasmine TEA, which is the name right up here at the top. Now, let's see what has been brewing on the internet about Queen of the South. Number 1, we still tired as fuck of Boaz. He is still out here starting shit, causing shit, being shitty, and the fans are still tired of it. It's nothing new. I've been saying it for a few episodes now, but it is consistent, okay? The hate is strong. We ain't fucking with Boaz. We're looking forward to seeing him die. Number 2, the fans are still mourning King George. Of course, we know that Boaz shot him in the head for being shysty during the last episode, and that was just a real heartbreaker. Like, King George has been here with us, us, the Queen of the South family, for so long. He's been Teresa's ride or die. He's been holding her down. He's been funny. He brought a lot of comedic relief. He wore all those little dad shirts with the flowers on them, that look like you went to Hawaii for vacation. King George was just a vibe, and the fans are really mourning and missing him. So once again, RIP to the king. Lastly, we just want to have a little talk with the writers, okay? So a lot of things are up in the air right now on Queen of the South. We don't know who's gonna kill who, how's it gonna go down, how are things really gonna wrap up. And since we're at the end of the series here, it would be great if we, the fans, could just have a little talk with y'all, just a little moment to ensure that things work out the way we like them to, okay? Y'all have really been giving us the sauce this season. We've been appreciating it, but we're just a little anxious out here. Anxiety's high. Love to have a little chat with the writers. And now let's move on to our piping hot moments from this episode. These are 3 things that really stood out, gave the episode some direction, and kind of helped keep things flowing. So number 1, the episode really just started off with violence, okay? Just time the show rolled. Boaz declares that he is going to kill Teresa Mendoza. So as he is dragging King George's body, or whoever was dragging it in, to be burned, they literally put him on a barbecue grill, y'all. As he was dragging as he was dragging King George's body in, got him up on the barbecue grill, doused him with some kerosene, and the flames were just, rising up with just pure evil. Boaz is like cackling and laughing, and he just makes it plain and says that he's coming for Teresa. She's gonna be next. And I mean, I'm ready to fight. Who ready to roll? I don't appreciate him coming for Teresa like that. I don't appreciate him coming from a girl, queen here of the South. It was just dirty, but I do feel like he should bring it on. I do think we have a great battle coming up. Also, whoever kicked King George's body as they were dragging it over to the fire, fuck you and your whole family, because that was fucked up. It was unnecessary, and I'm just a little hurt about it because it was disrespectful, unnecessary. So just whoever you are in the character land, know that we got beef. Number 2, Dumas announces that he is out of the game. He finally gets out of jail, which we are happy to see. And he's just kind of sick of it though, y'all. So Teresa comes to him and offers him like an olive branch. She brings over some money. It's like, hey, I know things have been kind of tense, but I'd really like to continue working with you, etc., etc. But he wasn't having it. He was like, the cops are all over my black ass now. Like, I can barely spit on the sidewalk without them trying to find another reason to throw me in jail. So he's not interested in working with her, and he makes that very clear. However, his crew is used to earning the money that Teresa's product allowed them to have. And so they're not really feeling this whole we not fucking with Teresa vibe. And so Reggie... Is it Reggie? Yeah, it's Reggie. So Reggie decides that he's going to take a few members from the crew and start his own thing, all right? But when Dumas finds out, instead of just killing Reggie, which he, probably should have done right off the bat, he brings Reggie in, tries to have a heart-to-heart. It was kind of like a maturity thing. Like, let me tell this young blood something. It didn't really work out. Reggie ended up basically calling him a punk and saying that Dumas was weak for not killing him. So guess what? Dumas went ahead and handled that thing. He took Reggie out the game. And then all of his abandoned soldiers were clamoring and starting to fall in line. But Dumas, he's a seemingly compassionate person. He's still mourning the death of Lucian. I think that really hit him hard. And after killing Reggie, he ended up telling his other friend here, like, hey, I don't even really want to do this no more. Like, you can't live in this world and have business and like family. Like, they're gonna take each other out. Having family and the people you love makes you weak, he said. But he also didn't want to be killing his people. Like, Reggie was black, Dumas was black. Cops out here killing us enough, I'm sure you know. And he just didn't want to continue that. He didn't want that to be his legacy. And so he made it very clear. He said, I'm out. If you want it, you can have it, but I'm out of this thing. Piping hot moment number 3. Boaz and his crew kidnapped Kellyanne. Our pregnant Kellyanne. What the fuck? So Boaz has been moving in silence over these last few days, I'll say, because there's days on the episode here. But he is basically attacking Teresa at every vantage point. Everywhere she's got an operation, he's coming for it. He hit up Phoenix. He's here in Louisiana. He came to Louisiana now. And he's just fucking up the whole game, basically. He has his contact in Spain. But he's also working on bringing over to his side, or really they like already friends, but he's just working with them. But Boaz kidnaps Kellyanne. He's trying to separate and divide Teresa's family so that he can conquer them individually, like pick them off individually so that he can get to her, because he knows if he can, pull a heartstring on the people she loves, just like Dumas said, it'll make her weak. It'll take her down. But that's kind of weird though, because Teresa, his cousin, like I said, it'd be your own folks, it'd be your own people. So Boaz kidnaps Kellyanne, and so of course Pote is like pissed. James is like rattled. He wants Teresa to leave the country. Teresa is like, no, I'm gonna stay. And that's that. So we'll get to see what happens in next week's episode. But let's get into some games and guesses. So since Boaz is now Teresa's number 1 arch enemy, I would like for you to rate these nemesis battles that have been really popular on TV over time, okay? Who else out here that hates each other as much as Boaz and Teresa seem to hate each other right now? So number 1, Mojo Jojo and the Powerpuff Girls. This is a candid memory from my childhood, watching Cartoon Network growing up. So tell me, on a scale of like 1 to 10, how hot is this fight here? How hot are they as enemies, as nemesis? Is it like 1, like, they beefing, but it's all right? Or is it 10, as in like Boaz and Teresa? I'm killing you on sight. What is it? Number 2, Batman and the Joker. We've seen their fight go out in through many different ways, many different versions, like 12,000 different movies, comic strips, books and things. I mean, these two fight in so many different ways. Rate their relationship though, 1 to 10. 1 is like, again, some little playground scuffle. 10 is you done up and done it. Number 3, Joffrey versus Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was one of the first shows that I watched during quarantine, and it was the most exhilarating disappointment of my life. Like, it just went like really great and then really bad real quick. Like the ending, season 8. Wow, y'all just got tired, huh? But Joffrey was before season 8, and Tyrion made it to season 8. But they were beefing. They didn't like each other. Tyrion was blamed for Joffrey's death. So rate their relationship. Was it a 1 or was it a 10, guys? Where do you think it fell? And for our guesses, I only got 1, and it's very reminiscent to my guesses from last week, just for a different reason. Now that Boaz and his crew have kidnapped Kellyanne, okay? Last week we were thinking about it from the mindset of because he killed King George, now he done added like a whole dollar of bullshit on top of that. Now that Boaz has kidnapped Kellyanne, who do you think is gonna kill him? I feel like right now, it's not even a question of if, right? So last episode, I was like, do you think he's gonna die? Now, I feel like he has to die. It's just a matter of who and how. So will it be Pote, Kellyanne's baby daddy? Because of course he has a right. Will it be Teresa? Because she's the big boss of it all. This her cousin. She brought him all into the mix in the first place. Will it be James, simply because he stays shooting? Or could it be Kellyanne herself? That would be a nice surprise. She could come out of nowhere and take him out the game. I'd be here for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And that is going to wrap up this episode of The Jasmine Tea. Make sure you're following us on social media. Don't forget that you can listen to the podcast as well wherever podcasts are found. If you have any questions, comments, or observations, send them to thejasminetea, like TEA up here, pc@gmail.com. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, shoot me an email as well and we can talk about it. But until next time, I will see you on the internet somewhere. Bye.